Hi you guys, how you doing? I hope you're all well. Right, okay, this is the first main mission for Splinter Cell Blacklist after the initial Prologue Mission, and basically this is a safe house, and you start off in basically the main roads and streets, as you can see here, and I'm playing this on the Perfectionist difficulty, but I have spent some credits upgrading the stealth ability on my character. And what I'm kind of going for on this one is I'm trying to go for a relatively stealthy approach, but I'm also I'm not going to shy away from taking or trying to stealthily take down a few enemies on the way if it can improve my kind of general time. I found, because I've had to play this level a lot to kind of work out a reasonable route, and there have been a couple of things where a couple of guys or friends have said, you should try this, or you should go this way, or you should do this. And that's what I've done, and I've tried to do it relatively quickly, although I have tried to be patient in one or two places. So the first time I played through this, the areas that you see now, I went through everything because I was looking for hidden objects, the data, the flash drives and things you can pick up and whatnot. There isn't anything there. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but there isn't anything there. You can waste your time looking. There just isn't anything. You're best off just going straight into the back alley toilets and just getting changed into your gear. And you can see from my guy, I've customised some elements of his of the op suit and in particular the lights. And again here I spent the first 2 minutes sneaking through the alley, going from cover to cover, and there's just no point. You don't need to do it, but obviously if you're playing a game from scratch and you want to play and learn. And again, this game likens itself very much to the Hitman series, which very much a case of trial and error. And what I mean by that is basically that you'll try a path or a certain technique or an objective, and if it doesn't work, you restart and try again. And then if that doesn't work, you restart and try again, and so on and so on. And that's what I did with this game, and I just went through the level quite a lot, just to work out and see what was going to work and what wasn't. And again, some of it's very much down to timing and luck, and other times it is you have to be precise with your movements and your timing. But again, this is so much like well, for me it was Hitman, trying to play through Hitman on the Purist difficulty setting, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through that game, and it seemed to be very much that trial and error approach, learn, start again, and hopefully have a better run. Anyway, what you're seeing here, guys, is like I said, it's not really going to be strictly, it's not a walkthrough, it's not a guide as such, it's more of just a playthrough. But what you are seeing is the better results of several playthroughs, as opposed to just seeing me make mistakes, die, start again, make mistakes, die, start again. So I'm hoping this is helpful, but I'll let you guys decide on that one. Now, as you get around to this corner, just on this corner here, you see a little notification come up on the left. On this little dresser on the side, there's actually like I think it's a memory stick, flash drive, a data, whatever it is, and you pick that up, and that gives you a reward that you can again use to spend on customizing your main character. Here again, I spent ages trying to creep in and out of these rooms for exploration bonuses. You don't really get any, and I don't know if that's because it's still early in the game, or whether it's it's just a bit of a red herring. You look around and then the guards move, and then it's really difficult to try and get out onto this ledge. What you'll also notice while I'm playing is that if you look on the radar, I've upgraded I think it was the cockpit on the plane, to allow you to see more enemies in the field, but also there is a second upgrade that allows you to see what direction they are looking in, and it's well worth playing through the levels a few times to earn points to upgrade your plane and your equipment. Don't just quit, because if you quit, you lose a lot of your points. Whereas if you carry on playing, or at least get to a checkpoint, I think that's right, you will save your points. This guy here, the amount of times I went through the wrong windows, or went too far, or came too early, I've lost count. But that guy, there's a few, you can knock him out in the toilet, and it reduces your enemies by 1. The other guy in the corridor, I think he just disappears, and this guy's left on his own. It's much easier to get round. If you don't knock the guy out in the toilet, he and the chap you've just seen there that I've just crept past, they just stand there having a chat, and if you're not careful, you will get seen. You could knock them out, but there was no need. Right, moving on to this room. And this room I redid a lot and tried a lot of different techniques to try and take the guys around in the room. And what I've just done there, took the first guard out. That somebody told me if you hit him early enough, you will drag him behind the counter so the body's not seen and you aren't seen. The other technique is to go and follow him when he goes into the toilet, but that's not guaranteed because sometimes he doesn't move, he just stays there. And then if you noticed the guys in the room that were talking, the one of them's on the phone. When he stops talking to whoever he's on the phone, he starts looking around, looking towards you more, and it's much more difficult to kind of get in and do sneak attacks. I have managed a couple of times to literally bolt in and knock everybody out, or you can choose to target and shoot them all. What I did instead was I made sure I'd got gas grenades equipped and just chucked one of those in. But again, you've got to be careful where you're chucking that grenade, because if you throw it too far over to I think it's the right hand side, the guy on the left doesn't get gassed and he comes running round and it's restart or a firefight. But again, it's trial and error and it's up to you guys how much attention you want to pay to that. Alright, we've got this cutscene coming up, or cinematic if you will, and while I was watching this, and especially for the first few cutscenes at the beginning of the game, it started giving me kind of ideas of who I might cast, given the option for a Splinter Cell movie. And again, these are just my personal opinions, a little bit cliche as well I suppose, but I just kind of liked the ideas that were occurring as I was watching the cutscenes. Anyway, I actually thought that, well, first off, I'll quickly just talk about the change of voice actor for Sam Fisher. I'm still not 100% sure why they dropped Michael Ironside, because the guy who's doing the voiceover, I'm sorry I haven't checked who it is, but he sounds a little bit like him, and there isn't that much of a difference between him and Michael Ironside. And I know they've tried to make the character, he looks about 10 years younger. He's still got grey hair, but I mean, he just looks 10 years younger and not quite so worn out as Sam Fisher from the Conviction game. But I'm assuming it was a monetary issue regarding the voice casting. I don't know. It's not like the guy does a bad job. It's just nothing different. And I actually thought Michael Ironside had a lot more character to his voice. But anyway, there you go. Like I said, it's just my opinion. Anyway, I was thinking about actors for a movie if they were doing Splinter Cell, and this is just random, really, guys. So just stick with me. Although he's Scottish, I actually think he'd play the character really well, and that's Gerard Butler. I think he's quite a hardened looking guy. He's got quite a grizzled look, and he's obviously a bit younger than the actual character of Sam Fisher, but I think he could play the part really well. The part of Grimm, I actually think Julianne Moore would be perfect. She's got just the right hard edge. But she can also be, very subtle, and I actually think she's one of the most underrated actresses that's still making movies, but just hasn't quite got. I don't believe she's got the credit she deserved. But anyway, whatever. And probably the most cliche idea I think was is it Briggs or Griggs? It was Jamie Foxx. But obviously Jamie Foxx is a very strong character, a very strong actor, and I actually think that obviously he would have to play more of a general co-op role maybe to the main character, rather than just kind of like a third party actor in the film. The last one, Charlie, Seth Green. Obviously the guy who, Chris from Family Guy, and the Joker from Mass Effect 3, and I think he was in one of the Scooby-Doo movies and whatever else. And I actually think if he could be, relatively serious, I think he'd make a good Charlie. But anyway, like I said, guys, it's just me just talking a little bit of nonsense, but it just keeps me entertained. Anyway, moving on to this next bit, I chose to try and bypass the last few guys on that section. And again, if you're quick and you jump over the ledge to the left as you exit through that little hut, you can sneak round, as I did. And again, somebody told me about that somebody advised me that that was the quickest way to go, because what I actually was doing was spending a lot of time trying to lure guards into that hut or to the back of the stairs and then knock them out, hide the bodies, and it was taking too long. And what I actually wanted to do with this run through, or playthrough, sorry, is I just wanted to go for a quicker time and try and improve my score. Really quick, again, you'll notice that you can't reload on Perfectionist difficulty at the cache ammo cache boxes, and you can target enemies, but you cannot execute. This bit again took me 3 or 4 attempts, and I started off by knocking the first guy out, luring him around the corner, knocking him out, then jumping up, knocking this guy out, and then continuing. To be fair, if you hang on for roughly about 30 seconds, he will walk past you and you can jump up, and as long as you're not running, you can sneak off and you're back down to the stairs. As you approach the stairs, again, the temptation is to go straight down, but there's a guy at the bottom of the stairs, and if you wait at the top, as you're going to see me do in a couple of seconds, you can either knock him out when he comes up the stairs. If you make a noise, he will come and look for you anyway, or you can hang off the balcony and do a drop knockout, but that's all up to you. And it doesn't seem, as long as the bodies aren't discovered, it doesn't seem to affect your score too much if you make sure you're doing stealthy knockdowns and you're not heard and you're not seen, and it doesn't seem to affect your score too much. The time of the mission seems to have a big difference on what you're doing and how well you do at the end, and especially with regards to the ghost rating. There should be a somewhere to hide a container. Yeah, there's a container there to hide the guy in, and you get some extra points for hiding a body. Very much, again, similar to Hitman in that respect. As I said, guys, this mission I must have played through an awful lot, and it's the first half of the mission that's the real pain, and then there's one section in the second half that caused me a lot of problems, and it's not this bit here. And again, you've got a lot of options here. There's one guy that just seems to wander in and out of the store or shop over the road, and there's another guy patrolling. And again, it's down to timing. If you just watch for the patrols, wait for the guy to go into the store, and if you time it right, you can literally just run straight round and up and over the top of the gate. If you're waiting around too long, you'll end up with the guy stood right in front of you by the car here, and if you wait for the guy to go into the shop, he's going to go back. You'll see him in a minute. He's going to go in. You can pop out, knock the guy out, pick him up, hide him in the garage or whatever it is, and I'm sitting in a minute. I chose to wait and just wait for the guy to basically walk past again, and then I hop out and up and over the fence. You'd be surprised how much noise these windows make on the Perfectionist difficulty, and it's very easy to get caught out. But as you can see here, this is relatively easy if you know that you've got to jump up here and through the gap. This next section, again, I thought I'd have to do a restart because I thought this guy was an enemy. He's not. And then you're up and over the wall, and I really shouldn't be telling you this. You can see what I'm doing. The dogs are a pain. If you drop down and make too much noise, they won't just bark at you, they will actually cause an alarm status, and you'll see I think I might get just a little bit here, and no, it's fine, I wasn't, it was my mistake. But anyway, that will go red. If that goes red, that means you've been seen, and it will affect your score. Right, options. The first few times I did this, I went to the left hand side of the gates, and I waited for the two guys up talking, then made a noise, lured the one guy around, knocked him out, hid the body, and then just basically continued with the path that I've just taken, walking behind here. But I actually took the opportunity to knock that guy out, hide his body, and then up and over the wall. Now, if you don't time this correctly, there's a guy walking from the left there, and he will see you, and then it's restart checkpoint or restart level, depending on how well you feel and what you want to do. The other issue you've got is there's another dog in this area, and at the moment I think he's just to the left of me, and again, it's very easy to you make too much noise, he will hear you and set off an alarm. So again, somebody told me it's an easier way to jump up onto this the rooftop. And now, however, I made a mistake here, and because I played the level a few times, the guy wasn't there. This time I'm trotting along the rooftop like there's no worries in the world, and there's a guy standing there, and I thought, yeah, he's going to set the alarm. Luckily I managed to get there just in time. But again, it's nice to see that some of the enemies move depending on when you start and restart the levels, and it keeps you again on your toes, and you don't become complacent, and it keeps things interesting. Anyway, there's another section coming up in a couple of seconds, and then there's a quite a nice, well, nasty cutscene, if you like. Not particularly pleasant, but quite effective. And this particular part here, I tried a few times, and I think I ended up rushing this because I was aware that I was trying to go for a slightly faster time. This isn't the fastest time, obviously it's not at all. It's just a slightly quicker time than just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I tried that before, and the level ended up being, you know, 35-40 minutes long. And I was, you know, I was looking back on it and saying, well, hold on, there's a quicker way to do this. However, this isn't one of them. This is just me pushing my luck and being flaky, shall we say. Anyway, I get the knockdown. I have to take the next guy out because I need to get round him, and if I don't, he's going to walk back and see the guy downstairs. The next thing I then do is try and make my way upstairs as quick as possible, and you get this message come up saying there's a computer, you need to log in the computer. And if you've played the game on a lower difficulty and you've already logged the computer on, it's or interacted with it, I should say, it doesn't appear again. So don't waste your time if you're playing this on Perfectionist. And I think we're coming. Yeah, here's this cutscene.
One more time. Why did you run to the American?
I told you it has nothing to do with you. Nothing, I swear to God!
So, you are saying we are not important enough to turn us in? Is that it?
No, I'm not saying that. No. What I'm saying...
Yellow. You talk too much.
I thought you wanted me to.
Don't think. It gets you in trouble.
Oh, God. Okay. Fucking told them everything, okay?
I've located Coben.
Is he alive?
For now.
Okay, guys, what you're going to see here is how you're going to deal with this next scenario. Now, obviously, there's some ambiguity as to whether or not you are going to kill this guy or you're going to take him back. That was never really agreed at the beginning of the mission, and I'm just deciding here whether to go for a more aggressive approach, take the guy as a hostage at the front behind the glass, or just shoot all three of them. What I did instead was I went for the gas grenade approach again, and as before, if you don't throw this in the right place, the guy either at the far, I think he's at the back, or just the guy by the glass, he won't get knocked out. And basically you're going to end up with that issue again where you've got another takedown, and it's minus points, it's negative points. I love this bit, so I'm just going to shut up for a second and let you listen to this.
You gotta be fucking shitting me. Fisher, this is about what happened in DC.
Shut up.
Sam, what's happening?
No, don't! You here to save me?
I'm here to save what you know. Sit.
Sam, it's about to get ugly. Local talent's closing on your position.
Package is secure. Briggs, what's your 20?
Inbound with the van.
Holy shit, he is here to save me.
Move. Now.
Ow!
Let's go.
Okay, guys, and then we're back into this, and I actually thought this was going to be a real ball ache. I thought they were going to line me up for a kind of a slaughter, basically, and it isn't that bad at all. And you just have to take your time. What I did have an issue with, a little bit of an issue with, is the selection wheel for picking the stun gun. And what you need to do with this is you need to just make sure that you hit the guy square on and that you don't miss. If you miss, it's really difficult to kind of catch them again quickly, and normally the alarm's been set off by then, so you restart. But this was a relatively easy end to the level. Quite like the idea, and you've also got the ability to swap shoulders and do whatever else you need to do, but I mean that was not required. You didn't really need to bother, and it's just 3 guys, and then we're out for a nice cutscene. Anyway guys, I want to leave you to it. I hope you really enjoyed the playthrough. If you did, if you get a chance, could you give the a like, a comment and a subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks guys, cheers, take care.
Grab on. What? Why?
Do it.
Go, go! Oh, holy shit!
Briggs, we're inbound now.
Resource transfer complete.